I really enjoyed this movie.
Oh, thanks.
I thought it's so funny. It's like a sitcom version of The Walking Dead, right? It was kind of like that. Like, these characters are so ridiculous, and the humor is coming from the fact that they're being so serious in the situation, but they're just not bright. They just don't know what they're doing in this situation, do they?
They are a unique group of people.
Yeah.
Who are just trying.
I wouldn't say they're not bright.
You know what I think is really extraordinary?
I get defensive.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't mean to
wouldn't
insult
say
you.
not bright.
Or insult Toronto.
I think what I think is great about the script that Lee and Ian wrote is that these are all characters who are kind of, they sort of had a different path in their life planned for themselves.
Right.
And this situation with these like zombified children happens to put them in a situation where they're forced to think about that.
Yeah.
And I just think that's really brilliant. Like, it's very funny, and the scenario is ridiculous, and it's also very scary, but at the heart of it, it's a group of people who have kind of like, they had different dreams, and they're like suddenly faced with this sort of like existential, like, who am I? And what have I done with my life?
When faced with life and death situations at every turn of the corner, you're like, these choices that I've made that brought me here.
Well, there's also a really interesting message. I mean, it kind of gets buried in the plot a little bit and the humor, but this message about processed food and what we're putting into our kids' lunch meals, right? I mean, that it's
and the
kind
drugs they're on.
Yeah, that's definitely in there too. Well, it's cool to have a movie like this that's entertaining and funny, but then also has that kind of message. Do you guys look for projects like that, or does it just sort of organically happen?
I think it's just something that's organic.
Yeah, I mean, a script has to be good, but I also think all good scripts have something deeper to say. I mean, as farcical as all of this is, at the end of the day, it is a love letter to teachers who deserve a love letter in a time when they are not treated with respect and not paid enough and not given supplies or schools that are equal to their devotion. And there is such a teacher shortage right now that is scary. And to have these moments of real heartfulness in the midst of chaos and stupidity and gore is something that I'm always interested in. Like, I love making I love making art that's entertaining and all get out, but that also says something.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, Elijah, I want to ask you real quick. Rainn has the Frodo line in the film. Improvised? Was it in the script?
Completely improvised.
Of course, right?
I also tried to, like, hell to get that cut out of the movie.
Did you?
I know. It gets the best laugh. I know. I can't.
Would you prefer to not have
As a producer, you were not allowed to.
I know.
Like, if you were just an actor, you could be like, oh, no, you can't do that.
No, you're absolutely right.
As a producer, you knew that line kills.
It kills.
So did you sort of say, for the better of the project, we'll let it in, even though I would prefer it not be there?
I couldn't deny that what she said. It kills. It's really
funny. The best
funny.
thing about Spectre Vision as a company and the people involved in the making of the films that they do are that these are the biggest nerd birds in the world all gathered together. You can talk to them about any genre movie, or mostly any movie ever. They'll be like, yeah, well, it's almost comparable to. And, so at the end of the day, you're having a movie made by people who love to watch movies. And that audience satisfaction is primo.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I really enjoyed it. This audience was satisfied.
That's awesome.
Yeah, great talking.
Thank you very much.
Seeing you again.
Bye.